What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a great, blessed day. Just sitting on the back porch, enjoying the weather, the beautiful skies, the breeze coming through. Just feel alive. Spring is so awesome. Besides the pollen, which can make it rough, but hopefully you're not having that problem. But just thinking how great it is to be alive, how great it is to be able in a free country to sit on a porch and enjoy what God created. I thank Him for it every day. But I want to talk to you for a moment. And I just had something that kind of dropped in my heart. Have you ever thought about how many people come across your path just in a day, or maybe a week, or maybe a month, or a year, or in your lifetime? Have you ever thought about that? Like, how many people comes across your path on a daily basis? And I was thinking about that, and I got to thinking, how do we act or respond? Because sometimes we get in stressful situations. We come across someone, and maybe the interaction is not what we normally would do. Maybe we get a little bit agitated at them. Maybe we get, maybe you have some words with them. Or maybe it's just a great time. I've learned in life that first impressions are not always true. A lot of people's like, first impressions is everything. I don't believe that. I don't believe first impressions is everything, because I've come across people who the first impression was that person is a horrible person, or that person is an angry person, or that person. I've seen it, but you don't know what goes on in people's lives. You never know what's going on in a person's life. They could just be having a bad day. Maybe they had a loved one that's sick or that's passed, or maybe they're going through marital problems, or maybe their kids, sick, or they're older, giving them trouble, and they're worried about them, or they don't know where they're at, or who knows, whatever the reason. But that's why I don't go by first impressions. I go by a long consistency. That's how you tell who a person is, over a few times of being around them. Because you can hide who you are one time, or you can not hide, and you can, like I said, have a bad moment. But you can't hide who you are over a long period of time. But that's not my point I want to get to. It's to the people who come across your path. How do you react? Because a lot of times I think as people, we're so caught up because we have stressful situations. We have things going on in our own lives. But I thought about this, and this part is for Christians. 2 Corinthians 3:1-3. We have the word written on our hearts, and a lot of times I think we forget the power of the word. We forget how good God's word is and how much power there is in it. And I think we forget that He is truth, and all we have to do is put our faith in Him. He'll take care of us in every situation. It might not turn out the way we think it should, or we think it would, but nevertheless, it's going to turn out for the good of Him. And that's what we have to keep in mind. Matthew 5:13-14 talks about we're the salt of the earth. It says, if the salt's lost its taste, how shall the saltiness be restored? Because it now says, you're the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. So if that's the case, and we are salt, and everybody, whether you salt your food or not, I don't salt my food because there's so much salt in food already. But have you ever tasted something that normally you let's say it it normally would have salt in it, like pintos. Pintos, if you cook them in a crock pot and you don't season those things while they're cooking, you can't put enough season on them later. And that's sort of like it is when you come in contact with someone. A lot of people do go by first impressions because they'll come across someone, and if that person doesn't have the right flavor, let's say they're having a bad moment, and when they come across you, you're having a bad moment, and a bad moment and a bad moment equals a bad moment. So if that happens, a lot of times you marking them, you know. But let's give grace, because we never know what someone's going through. You know, I look up in the sky sometimes, and I'll see the clouds. And you ever just looked at clouds? I know a lot of people are so busy they don't pay attention, you know, because they just got a lot of stuff going on in their life. But I really love looking up at the sky, just seeing the different formations that got put up. And I've noticed so many times that you can look in the same spot and there'll be a cloud formation. If you look behind me, I looked just a while ago and I kept watching, and there'll be one cloud pop up. Next thing you know, you look back and it's gone. You look again and there's 5 clouds. You look again and there's no clouds. It changes so much. And that's how people are. We're from the dust of the earth. And we are sort of like the sky. We have different moments. Some days we're blue sky, man, it's just great. And some days it's not. So I ask you today to just give grace, a little bit of grace to someone who might be having a bad day, who might be having just a really bad day, and be a little salt in their life. I'm not saying to excuse someone with consistently bad behavior, but I'm saying let's watch, because we never know who we could change their day by just saying a nice word, by saying hello, by saying, you know, you listen to them and they have something going on in their life, and you just listen, and they ask you maybe, and you have the word. And you know, some of us like, I can't witness, I can't testify, I can't talk to people, but we can all listen. So I put that challenge to you today, as it dropped in my spirit. And you know, how many people we come across in first impressions, and I just ask you today to just think about it. It's something to think about for the day. Hope you guys have a great day, and get out and enjoy the weather. If you're having a bad day, I promise you, just like you've seen in some movies, take your shoes off, walk in the grass, feel the dirt beneath your feet. It'll change your outlook. There's just something about the sun, and you know, the sun and the ground, just good old clay. My kids, sometimes the happiest they are is playing in the dirt. And if you remember back when you was a kid, some of your happiest times was just getting muddy. So get out and enjoy the weather. Get out and enjoy God's creation. And you have a blessed day.